In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Platinum 3776 Sterling Silver Pinstripe fountain pen. I'll go over the specs, I will do a writing sample, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about this pen coming up. Blake here with Blake's Broadcast. On this channel, I review fountain pens, paper, and ink, and as always, I put links in the show notes in the description below. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. This is the Platinum 3776 Sterling Pinstripe fountain pen, and this is sort of a more premium version of the 3776, being that it's solid sterling silver. The retail price for this pen is 50,000 yen, so depending on the time you bought it, it would have been somewhere between $500. Today it's around $322, which I think is quite a good price for a solid sterling silver pen. In terms of the design, it has almost completely flat tops and bottoms. It does taper towards the tail, and you have all these little pinstripes on the body and the cap. I think it looks really nice. It has a gold-plated trim, which I don't always like. Two-tone, I don't like a two-tone watch. In the pen, I don't mind it. The top of the cap here says 925 sterling silver, and that's again on the bottom of the body of the pen. So it's nicely hallmarked. And then again, I guess maybe because they're separate pieces technically, on the back of the cap, it also says 925 sterling silver. The clip on this pen has a more premium look to it. Starting at the ring that sort of connects it, there's sort of a chamfer and then one like middle indentation in that. And then coming out, we sort of have this triangle shape which says platinum, and it's sort of like ribbed. It looks pretty nice. And then we have like an indentation here, and it kind of flares out into sort of a tie shape with a rounded end there. It's stamped metal. It looks very nice. It is well finished. And then on the cap ring here, it's one big piece which tapers, so we have like a flat portion here that's towards the body, and then we have a flat part here with this engraving, which is these waves, and then it says Japan on the back. It's a weird engraving. It's not like the highest end looking engraving. I also think it's weird that it stops at the Japan, and then there's like this blank space here before it starts again. Not my favorite looking. And then it tapers down. It's kind of a big cap ring. I think it looks decent. I wish the engraving was a bit nicer looking, but it's not bad. In terms of the cap, it is threaded, and it's about 1¼ turns to remove it. The threading is gold plated, which I think is a nice touch. And then we have a plastic grip section here and a little ring that flares out at the end of the grip section. Now the nib, I think, looks really nice. This is an 18 karat gold nib with the heart-shaped breather hole, and it has extra scroll work that you don't get on the standard 3776 fountain pen. So I think it looks really nice. You do have the standard plastic feed. This one is a medium, as you can see on the engraving there. It comes with a proprietary converter, and it takes proprietary platinum cartridges. This painted one isn't the one that came with it, but it does come with a gold colored one, and I think the platinum converters are really quite nice and well made. This pen does post securely, which I really like. You know, there's definitely a back weight there. I find it to be comfortable. Depending on the size of your hand, it may or may not be comfortable for you. Now, in terms of size and weight, we're looking at about 152, I would say, posted. Unposted, or just uncapped rather, 118-ish. And then capped, again, we have flat tops here. We're looking at about 136. Now, in terms of the grip section, there is a bit of a taper to it. It's not a huge taper, but going to like the end part of the plastic there, 10.7, and then right before the metal where it flares out, 9.9. So pretty minor taper, almost a millimeter. Let's take a look and see what the weight is. So capped and with the converter, looking at 44 grams, and uncapped, we're looking at 21. It's not a super heavy pen. This is a very easy pen to use every day. As a comparison, here it is with a celluloid one, which is 24 grams. So you're roughly 20 grams more. It's really not a particularly heavy pen, but you know, it does feel like a metal pen. Now, in terms of other pens that we can compare this to, I don't have one of the standard plastic 3776s. So you can see it here with the celluloid one. And then I have a wood one. The wood ones are a little bit longer, just so you can kind of see the differences there. Now, if we look at the nibs, this is a standard 3776 nib, and you can just see there's less detail on the nib there. There's just less engraving, so it's a lot more plain, and it's 14 karat gold versus 18 karat gold. Now, one interesting comparison. So this pen, I'm going to sell this pen because I got its bigger brother, which is it's not a bigger one, but it's a more expensive pen. It's the hand hammered version of it. Now, this pen is interesting because it has a solid platinum nib, which is weird, and it has a different design to it. But otherwise, these pens are virtually the same. This one's, I think, 100,000 yen versus 50,000 yen, so it's quite a bit more expensive. But all the trim otherwise is the same. Just thought I would show that one there. Now, I'll compare it to, this is a Mahjong P136, which is sort of a copy of a Montblanc 146. So you can see it's a pretty similar size to that. You know, these both have number 6 nibs. Full-size pens, I wouldn't call them oversized pens, but they are definitely full-size. Here it is with a Pelican M600, the old M400 size 600. Sorry to make that confusing, but that's just is what it is. It's a full-size pen is essentially what I want to say here. Okay, let's do the writing sample. For the writing sample, I'm going to be using a Mitsubishi bank paper notebook. These notebooks are excellent with fountain pens, and for Blake's broadcast viewers and subscribers, you can get 10% off with code BB10 at checkout. This is the Platinum 3776 Sterling Pinstripe 18 karat M nib, and this is Hiroshi Zuku Cone Peki. Okay. So try fast writing. That was me, not the pen. It's flawless performance. I mean, these platinum nibs are super good. In terms of flexibility, it's really a nail. There's like barely any difference. And the difference between the 18 karat gold and the 14 karat gold nib is really, really small. The platinum nib on my other one, also very, very small difference in terms of feel. Reverse writing actually writes really nicely. Smooth. The difference in the line width is really minor though, so even though it can do it very nicely, I don't think there's really much value in it. Really good writing nib, just typical Platinum 3776 nib. You kind of can't go wrong with these. So what are my pros and cons for the Platinum 3776 Sterling Pinstripe fountain pen? Well, I think that the price for a Sterling Silver pen is very, very fair. They're around $250 to $350, depending on Japanese yen to US dollars. So that's a very affordable Sterling Silver fountain pen. It will patina because it is Sterling Silver, which is really nice. So it becomes your pen sort of the more you use it. The 18 karat gold nib is a fantastic performer, like most platinum nibs, but you get the extra scroll work there, which I think just looks really, really nice. It elevates the pen. Very comfortable. It posts well. It seals well. Just very well-made pen. In terms of cons, the looks I think could be polarizing. The two-tone metal look, I really don't like it in watches. On this, I'm a little bit, I think I'm okay with it. I think it gets around, a lot of times Sterling Silver pens will have Sterling Silver like caps and bodies, but then the trim parts will be like a rhodium plated thing. So like the trim won't patina, but the rest of the body will. And I think that kind of looks weird with a Sterling Silver pen. So by making it a gold plate, you don't have like these mismatched sort of white metal. I do think that the engraving on the cap ring isn't like the highest quality looking thing I've seen. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it's not deep or particularly intricate. I think like the engraving on the clip looks a lot better. It is a proprietary cartridge converter. I also don't think that they are making these anymore. I could be wrong about that. I know for certain the hand-hammered version is discontinued. But that's pretty much it. Do you guys have this pen? Do you like this pen? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen, paper, and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and until next time.